I know many of you are happy to see me here tonight. Some of you are not so happy, and some of you are confused. So we shall have a discussion tonight. Not even me thought I would have seen myself in red. So I understand how you think. But there is a time, my brothers and sisters, in everybody's lives, that you must take stock and see what is best for your country and not for yourself. And this is why, my brothers and sisters, I have decided to throw my support behind Dr. Kenny Anthony, Alva, and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Most of you know me and would know I just did not arrive. I have been in the politics to the extent that I have opposed Dr. Kenny Anthony. So all the hypocrites who now are talking about family, when I used to hit Dr. Anthony, they never spoke of family. It's about principle, my brothers and sisters. It's not about family, it's not about religion, it's not about race or creed. My brothers and sisters, it's about principle, that we cannot allow a set of people who are about themselves to come and destroy this country. We cannot allow that to happen. Each one of us have work to do. We are on a mission to ensure that this country stays in stable, in experienced hands. We cannot allow our country to go down into the abyss, my brothers and sisters. So this is what I'm about in this politics. My brothers and sisters, I know today is my first appearance on the SLP platform, and I cannot say everything tonight, but I have many stories to share with you that will make you understand why you cannot vote for the opposition. And you know what I tell you? They talk about the opposition, that it is the UWP. This is the furthest thing from the truth. This is not the UWP, my brothers and sisters. This is not the UWP. This is a set of people who have come together to see how they could plunder this country. That is not UWP. Tell me how many Comptonites you see in what they call the UWP. That is not the UWP. And you know, my brothers and sisters, when I came into politics 21 years ago, it was not for myself. It was for the people of my area, Auger, Labrie, and the farmers of St. Lucia. This is why I came into politics, to advance their cause. This is why I came into politics. It was never for myself. And when you hear the hypocrites, let me tell you something. Some of you may know because you're from the town. You know the most comfortable person is a farmer, you know. Especially a farmer who's educated. Because you can provide for yourself. You have a comfortable life. I love my life. But when I see what's happening to my country, to my farmers, I must make sure I try to educate you so that you don't make the mistakes people have made year after year, year after year. The main reason, 21 years ago, I came into politics to advance the cause of farmers and agriculture in general. As you know, we lost in 1997, and so we had to continue. When we got a chance in 2006 to put in a plan, to put in a mechanism that would have made the farmers independent and help them to be sustainable. You know what happened? And this is no secret, you know, my brothers and sisters, because they know. On the other side, they know. You know what they do? We had what I call a centralized marketing mechanism. Because as you know, if you produce all the things that you want to as a farmer, if you cannot sell it, then you cannot succeed. And you know, I know not many times you have heard positive vibes from this platform about Sir John, but Sir John endorsed that plan. He told me, Karl, for the first time, we are going to ensure that farmers have no more problems. That plan had a pension aspect to it. It had a minimum guaranteed price. In other words, when you were going to plant cucumbers or cabbage or whatever, you knew how much you were to get for it. And you know what happened? As soon as Sir John died, Ezekiel threw it away. This cannot be a man who is for the welfare and interest of the farmers of St. Lucia. We must make sure we go out through the width and breadth of this country to make sure Ezekiel is never elected in this country again. He is an enemy of the farmers of this country. My brothers and sisters, this is very important. All I want for myself, they say, many of them would say that you're looking for yourself. That's what they say. Stupid people who do not understand. When you are called to serve your country, when you are called to do whatever is necessary for your country, all I want is for agriculture and for the farmers to be happy. I want agriculture to work and the farmers to be happy in their country.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
My brothers and sisters, this is all I want. Because I am a farmer at heart. And if agriculture is working well in this country, I will have a beautiful life. And likewise, many, many, many farmers of this country. So we have to understand that when you hear they talk about agriculture, I want you to know the best plan that ever surfaced to ensure that agriculture worked, Ezekiel threw it out of the window when Sir John died. And I know, lately, the Labour Party has done some good work. The Labour Party has some good work for agriculture. We know that. The Labour Party has done very well in terms of organizing the infrastructure for agriculture in St. Lucia. But we know, the Prime Minister knows, the Minister knows, that we have to do a little more so that we own agriculture in this country, and this country will prosper beyond our wildest dreams. So this is what we are about. And I am telling you that these fellas who are in what they call the UWP, they are not serious about agriculture. They are serious about nothing. They just want to promote their own agenda so that they can plunder this country. My brothers, just today or yesterday I heard a little news. I think I read it on the internet, where the leader of the opposition is saying that he went to Miku South because of agriculture. You believe that? When the family owned Julian's, why he did not organize a better arrangement with Julians if he was sympathetic to the plight of farmers in this country. Why? Why? And if the news we are getting is right and is correct, now that you have no connections, presumably you have no connections with Julians, now you say you want to organize things for farmers. This guy is a liar. This guy is a liar, and I do not think that he can be taken seriously. He's a liar. My brothers and sisters, we cannot take this guy seriously. Let me tell you something. We are all from this community. We all know the people who have led in sports and led in other areas and what have you, what have you. A leader starts somewhere. Somewhere a leader starts, and you can see the emergence of a leader in whatever area that person has interest. In what area have you seen that the leader of the opposition, Alan Shastney, in what area have you seen this fella excelled as a leader? Nowhere. This guy is not a leader, and he cannot be compared to Dr. Anthony. He cannot be. So it's that this is important for us to understand. And so earlier I told you that there is no Comptonite in what they call the UWP. And you know how I call them? I call them the Alan Pointout Party. Because that's what he wants. They want to Pointout. You understand? But that's not stop. That's not the end of it. And it's not only him. What I see in the opposition, the Alan Pointout Party, is a cabal, a group who have put themselves together to plunder this country. And after you have the Alan Pointout, you have the guy Vieux, because he wants everything. And you must have seen all the bits and pieces of information showing you about the airport and so on and so on and so on. And then you have another one. It's Alan Vieux, Alan Pointout, Guy Vieux, and Ezekiel Vieux. If you allow these fellas to inherit the governance of St. Lucia, you're going to have confusions that you have never seen before in this country. And we cannot afford that. With all the problems, you've seen all the problems. I mean, it's amazing how people cannot read simple information. There's some information on Facebook concerning employment, the unemployment situation in Lucia. They cannot even discern that it was between 2008 and 2014. We had 15, and look, we're in 16, where this government, and I want to commend Dr. Anthony for his bravery. For his bravery. Just for his bravery. He's a real soldier. When Dr. Anthony realized, because of the recession and what was happening globally, we exist on our own in isolation. The whole Caribbean and the world, everywhere. Zo shiny family America. Ezoka ten sa famille zoka di l'Amérique qui mane bagay la ye. Dr. Kenny Anthony stood as a real soldier. And you know what he did? When he realized that the foreign direct investment was not coming as anticipated, he devised a social program that got thousands of St. Lucians employed. Thousands of St. Lucians. Monsieur, ça va pas être boire café ou ça. C'est pas un nom café. Thousands. And when Shastney cannot explain, when he said that we would be cutting the VAT and then replace entirely, when he cannot tell you, you know what happened? Because you catch them between the lines. When they are not so bright, you catch them between the lines. Because his plan is to cut all those jobs that Kenny Anthony has created for you. If you don't love yourselves and you don't do what is right, you shall lose your little bread and butter. And this is why you cannot vote for the Alan Puetut party. That's not UWP. My brothers and sisters, you think if Janine Compton, any daughter would want to preserve the legacy of a father like John Compton, why is Janine not in what they call the UWP? Why? Because she knows what they have is not UWP. So, maman là-bas, avec maman flabo, moi qu'avec les autres, c'est pas parce que nous noirs, c'est pas parce que nous sommes catholiques, c'est pas parce que nous sommes indiens, c'est pas parce que nous ne pouvons pas parler bon anglais pour nous croire qu'on nous pas comprendre. Nous passons en chance et puis parti ça là, Alan chasse de Khalid là, mais c'est qu'il mettait nous un problème et qu'il met une misère, nous pas jamais voir un pays nous en cette liste. My brothers and sisters, we cannot allow that to happen. Now I have so much more to say. Do I have more time? Okay, they say I have time. My brothers and sisters, that's not all. I want you to understand that there was a great man before Dr. Anthony in St. Lucia called John Compton, Sir John Compton. What Sir John did, he couldn't have done all, just like Dr. Anthony cannot do all in one term. We have to give him another term to continue the work to get us higher. Okay? Do we agree? Do we agree? What Sir John did that is auguring well for us up to today, he made sure the rich and the well-to-do did not take everything that came their way. They tolerated him, but they did not like him because he would call them greedy. Now I disagree with Sir John. I don't see them as greedy. I see them as business people who are doing their business, and you always want to maximize your returns. There is no businessman who doesn't want to make money. Am I right? But Sir John, knowing them and knowing the culture, would tell them these opportunities are not for you. That's for the middle class and the rest of the population. Bobo Maila, est-ce que Alan Chasney a fait ça? Can Alan Chasney say no to his father, who is a businessman? Can he say no to all his friends who are businessmen? This guy lacks maturity. This is not a real man. You don't see this man on platform yet? The only man who is left in the politics of St. Lucia today who can make sure that he balances, he makes sure that his equitable distribution between the rich and the rest of our population is Dr. Kenny Anthony. So comme fou, l'inga supporter Kenny fou. Don't you agree with me, my brothers and my sisters? Do I make sense to you? So it's a mission. We are on a mission. Côté moi c'est ici petit. Côté nous ni famille nous c'est ici nous nous parler ba yo. Vertio. Maman là. Nous passons pour une chance. This is the most important elections in my lifetime. You can't allow these fellas who are about themselves, who want to plunder this country, to take over. They will leave nothing for you, and it shall be misery you have never seen or never dreamt of before. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. And you will hear all sorts of accusations. But let me tell you something, and I think Kenny know that too. Karl is a man who is principled. And when Karl makes up his mind that it is about the salvation of his country and his people, Karl is fearless. And Karl is scared of nobody. Nobody. Unless a man is willing to die for the things he believes in, he ain't no man at all. And we have to stop these fellas. From tomorrow, tonight, we have technology, we have phone and everything, computer and what have you. You have to start talking to your people. They have a strategy, there's a deliberate strategy among them to cause people to be complacent and not to vote. We must dispel that. We must go around and show the people why we must vote for every Labour candidate in this country. Every one of them. Let me tell you something. I am saying something to you that might shock you. You know, by the weekend, today is Tuesday. By the weekend, all of them who have been cursing each other, all of them who've been insulting each other will come together. You know why? Because they want to plunder this country again. We must never, never, never allow that to happen. They will come together. I'm telling you, mark my word, they will come together. But there are few of us. Let me tell you, let me give you some good news. You know, there are many, many flabos, thousands who are not voting for them. There are thousands of flabos who are not voting for them because of what I just told you. There is no come tonight, probably one or two come tonight in their party. So that's not UWP. Okay? So we must protect our country and our people. Let me give you just another little one. Another little one, they say I have time. You all know all the families. You all know the business families of St. Lucia. You all know JQ, comment you? Just dis-moi yo tout là. Carrasco. Dis-moi non yo, MNC. Dernier c'est business ça, maman là. Yon yon garçon yo, et bien on fille yo, qui ka lead ce business ça. So comment ça ce n'est pas lead là? Because he cannot lead. He's no leader. If your father cannot trust you in his own business, we cannot trust this guy with the governance of St. Lucia. Now, t'es ça. Parfois, moi, parler pour un exemple, parfois, il y a beaucoup ça. Nous, n'y pas travail. Nous, pas un jour. Combien de jours nous étions? 13 jours. 13 jours pour l'élection. À nous, à travail. Pas quitter ça, bah, docteur Anthony, avec les autres, c'est noms là, messieurs. Nous, toutes, plusieurs la main qui a fait travail là, léger. Pas mettre la main, nous. Pas mettre vote, nous. À la main, c'est pour que ça encore. Changez-moi de chairman, yo. Changez ça. C'est pour que ça a dangereux. C'est pour que ça n'a pas mêlé à votre autres. C'est à votre quoi yo mêlé. Ok, frère, c'est. So, moi, je dis ça. À nous assurer. Bon, regardez ça, nous, ni l'autre side là. Ça, nous besoin. Gouvernement Kenny, ça commence à manger agriculture. C'est pas blague, ça, eh? Ça, c'est pour ça, oui. En légumes, en livestock, en cacao, en café. Là, l'autre quoi. And the agriculture bill, for the first time in the history of St. Lucia, we have an agriculture bill that was passed, I think it's 2014. And it makes it easy for you to apply for fiscal incentives. You have just easy, it's a form, you download it or you get it from the Ministry of Agriculture and you tell them what you want. They have started, and I know Dr. Anthony will continue to make it better. And I, Karl Daniel, will work with him and his minister to make it better for the farmers of St. Lucia. That's a commitment I make to you. That's a commitment I make to you, the people of the South and the people of St. Lucia, the farmers of St. Lucia. Because I wrote an elaborate plan. Sir John endorsed that plan. Sir John told me, Karl, now our farmers will no longer have problems because we have a pension for them. We have a minimum guaranteed price for them. And these farmers will be happy. Quand Sir John Moore, Ezekiel Jeté, parce que il pas te vle supermarket là gain premium price produce. Supermarket la gain bêtise yo pay sorry supermarket la pay save by the farmer. So we must stand against them. We must stand against them, and only together we can defeat them. If we are divided, even for those who don't understand, who talking lala and they're sleeping by the road, we must defend them because we care, because we're concerned about our country. We must defend them. And let me tell you something. As I told you earlier, and I'm going to finish on that note, when Dr. Anthony saw that the direct investment was not as what he would like, he created those programs where thousands of jobs were created. And what you have now, we have and a reduction in unemployment. Okay? So we cannot gamble that. Kenny Anthony is experienced. Kenny Anthony is very knowledgeable. Okay? Kenny Anthony understands your passion. And this is why on the 6th of June, we have to return Kenny Anthony and all his ministers who he had plus more to the Parliament of St. Lucia. My brothers and sisters, our work has just begun. Let us march from hell, convincing everybody to vote for the St. Lucia Labour Party. I thank you.